Hello, Mr.
Hello, Mr.
Baqar.
Baqar.
It is
It
great
is
to have
great to
you
have
on
you
the
on the
podcast. Would you
podcast.
like
Would you
to
like
quickly
to quickly
introduce
introduce
yourself to the
yourself to the
audience?
audience? Thank you, Imran. Yeah, nice to have to talk to you. I'm Baqar, and I'm a software engineer with Cisco. And From the technical points, I've been working on full stack applications. I work on a lot of online games and cloud security for over 15 years. And I have been part of multiple new projects and new initiatives in the team. So fairly have good experience and exposure to a lot of tools that develop the front-end applications, including the very early stages of the UI development when we started using the Flex, and then later on we moved to the JavaScript based frameworks, and for the backend it was like keep on changing for uh, Python, PHP, Java, and a lot. Um, yeah, so it was just a brief, and if you have a specific question, you can ask me.
Yeah, of
Yeah, of
course.
course.
So
So
I'll just
I'll
start
just
off
start
by
off by
asking, what
asking,
is
what is
your
your
career path
career path
like up
like
to this
up to this
point?
point?
Like, what were
What
your
were
roles
your roles
before
before
Cisco? How
Cisco?
did you
How did
get
you
into
get
Cisco?
Cisco?
And
And
generally
generally
speaking, how did
speaking,
you
how did
get
you get
interested
interested
in
in
this sort
this
of
sort of
software
software
development
development
field in the
field in the
first
first
place?
place? Sure. So, I did my master's in computer science and applications. So that was my career path. Like I had to work as a software developer, and then um, initially I started working my first job back in India in HCL Technologies. And in HCL Technologies, I worked for around 5 to 6 years, both in India and US. We had many customers in US. For them we worked a lot, like including Pearson Educations, McGraw Hill. We created a lot of online courses. We also work for the international hotel groups for creating their dashboard for hotel bookings and Appleback and a lot. And then we started engagement with the international game technology, where we developed the game platform for the game studios. So they used to have one platform team and multiple uh, different studios located across the globe, like in US, in India, and UK too, and other parts of the world, where the studios were developing the individual games, and those games were actually the kind of online casino games and also for the social media, but the platform was common. So we had to develop a platform so that it's easier for the game studios, so they can take templates and examples from those platform to develop the games. So I was part of that. I work in that thing from starting from 2008 till 2016. So almost 7 to 8 years I work on that platform team, and we were successfully developed that platform and a lot of games based on this. Um, After that, I moved to the Cisco. So the here the product was like mostly for the cloud security, and it was basically a new domain for me because this was more related to security. But the technology and tools that we used and the experience with the developing a platform was similar to that role they needed. So I was working mostly on developing like micro apps and the front end and the common libraries they used to use in multiple other projects they can take advantage of. So it was kind of a similar role where uh, I was part of the platform team before, and then work in the Cisco to create some common libraries, tools, and components that use across multiple applications to develop those applications. Yeah, so that's how I started in Cisco in 2016. So it's again almost like 9 years. Yeah. working in Cisco. So yeah. Mm.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Was there any specific motivation to work, like in, for example, helping create games or helping create gaming platforms? Like, did you play games as a kid and then that motivated you, or was it just you were already CS, so you just decided to hop on this opportunity once you got it?
Yeah, no. So the thing was, it's not like it was. I was too much interested into the gaming, but I mean, I used to play the games, but that was not my motive to like or my end things to work on the gamings or develop some game games. I used to like game. I used to, as a kid, I used to play a lot of video games and even later on too. But here, the idea was not specifically to develop or have some new games. It was like more strong platform development. So we develop a platform, and that is so nice and so easy for the game developers so that they can take advantage of those things. So if you see that platform, it was kind of a backbone. We have the ways how the games are going to communicate with the backend servers, how they are going to get the game logical outcome, like every time a player play, how do we know it's a win or not. So there was multiple process, the API calls that goes to out from the games to the backend servers was kind of a complicated process. So not very heavy rich on the UIs or how the game flow works. It's more the strong platform that has to be developed for a game.
I see.
Yeah.
So, did you ever know that you weren't making the games themselves, but even when you were basically strengthening the gaming platforms in the backbone, did you ever get to use AI? Did you ever have to use any AI technologies?
No, no, at that time, because there was not much available till 2016. It was too early for that. So we have not used, but yeah, later on I used a lot for while working in the Cisco. But for the developing that game, I wish we could have, so we could have taken a lot of advantage of it to, yeah, do that.
All right, so then I guess we can go into Cisco then. How did you use AI in Cisco? Because this is an AI podcast, so we want to talk a lot about AI as well.
Yeah, so like as soon as the AI things started in other part of the world, we also got encouragement from the leadership to use a lot of AI and see where we can take advantage of during development and all. We also provided a lot of new tools that we can use, including chat GPTs and like the some of the open APIs provided by our backend teams, so we can communicate through the AI, to the AI using the APIs directly from the application. So it was not simple just chatbot kind of a thing we do with ChatGPT. It's more going internally, like getting more details with the AI too. So initially, I think my first project in the AI was like it was kind of a hackathon, and I think it was few hackathons I work on, and really created some working project and integrated with our product. Some of our actual applications too. So I think the first one was like a RAG-based system that I developed, and that was like retrieval argument generation, and like a lot of things in any organization, not only us, has a lot of documentations or code or things or data that no company is comfortable to expose that data or those even text to outside world, including the open API or ChatGPT or whatever, because of the confidentiality of those data, and also like not very sure like if the model is getting trained or what they're gonna do with that data. So the idea was to use the AI on that data without exposing it to them. So we use those RAG system to pull up the specific data on the user query and provide that as a context to the LLMs to get the answer from the LM. And it works in many use cases, including like searching the Jira. Jira is another example where all the people or all the customer tickets get filed, and then we cannot expose all the Jira things to outside. But if we have any question or any query or to result or show the things, including a solution for a new ticket, we can use the reg like previous history of the Jira tickets, and including the code changes from the GitHub. So we can get like what the code changes, what the issue is, all the related summary of those things, and then use the LLM to generate or come up with a solution for any problem. And then later on, like to refinement or make it more robust, we can use agentic mode, where another LLM, it verifies it based on the query and the solution, it judges like if it is correct or not. So we included multiple loops into it, and at one place included the human in the loop too, to get the more and more accurate answers using that. The other part where we use AI was generating the automated test cases, so to do the more code coverage and all. So if you see the code basis, right, so sometime or most of the time, no human, I think, can cover 100% code coverage. But if you use AI generated tools and use especially the agentic mode to generate the test cases for the missing files or new source code, it covers a lot. And then your program is not only generating, it is also kind of testing those test cases, getting the accuracy of those tests, and looking for how much coverage it has already been done. So it's kind of a loop, it's going on, and then once the threshold is met, like we covered already 90% or 85% test coverage, then just break those loop. Or and again, like in that we could have multiple like AI agent and the human in the loop too, to cover this complete loop to see how the things are going on. Yeah, so I mean, starting with that, starting with some hackathon project to have the things really in the applications. That's how the things move on.
I see.
Yeah.
So for those projects, was it just a matter of calling an API to an LLM, or did you fine-tune an LLM? Did you have some sort of backdoor access to an LLM? How'd you get access to an LLM in the first place for both these projects?
Yeah, so we did not fine tune the LLM. We used the existing LLM. Though we used the different LLM for different purposes. Like for example, we used a lighter version of the LLM to when we needed it just to translate from it context to get the correct output, because in that we doesn't need a very expertise LLM for that. Like any LLM can just translate into simple English language for a query when it's provided with enough context and all. Then we used the higher version of the LLM for some complicated task, like for example generating the new test cases, or using this as a external feedback. So different version for different things. So like for generating we can use a version, and then a higher version to work as external feedback, which looks and translate those things. So really we was using just as a API for them inside our applications to see how the things goes on, to specific to your question.
Yeah, I see. So how did you learn how to basically use AI? How did you learn how to use the API? Was it just through these hackathons and throughout the experience? Did you learn before? And how would you recommend a high school student like me to basically learn how to use, for example, an LLM to make projects like you did for your hackathon?
First of all, you should have a basic knowledge. So I will recommend you do some basic AI learning trainings. There are a lot available free on the deeplearning.org or in Coursera also. So there are many courses or the basic courses. You can just pick some. So there are many from the Andrew NG. Andrew has like a lot of he's by the way, he's one of the founder for the AI things in initial phases. So he has provided a lot of video or free courses on the deep learning. So you can go and learn some of those. Then for the uses is the most important part. You can read the things from anywhere like YouTube or the things. But the thing is the thing is main applications, where exactly you use them as application. Okay, so for that, until you will not use it in your application, you will forget. It doesn't matter, you read the whole book, and after a year or two, it will be gone, like whatever you read. So the most important part is use it practically. So create some small application, or at least create the small program which they provide in their courses. Then to take a next step, you should think the real world application. It can be very simple application. You don't need to make it very complicated applications. And try to, once you make an application, try to save it, like create a GitHub account and just this is complete application end to end running. So later on, if you have to come back, you can have a way to come back and see it running still. So just do those. Once you do those AI courses from the deep learning and all, create small programs, have them working. Until it's not working, don't move to the next step. So have those things working first on your computer. And after that, the next step should be to develop a small application. So if you can think of something new, that's fine. Otherwise, those courses also have hinted you for some applications it can be used. Like for example, they will say this can be used in a retail applications or in a library or somewhere. So you find those words, and then you can think like, do you want to use exactly those applications, or you have something similar in your mind to develop it. And nowadays, AI itself will be very useful for you to come out for your plan, including the exact source code. If you have any problems or errors or anything, it can also help you to do that, to solve those issues too. So that's very helpful. So I feel that when I started working it, if there was no AI, it would have taken a longer for me to develop end-to-end complete applications. So including developing the front end, APIs, back end, DB connections, and all things. It's very difficult for one person without a help to do all those parts. You can be expertise in one part, like you can be a back-end developer, you can be a front-end, you can be full stack, but you will be focusing in one part of it. But with AI itself, including just simple any AI, you can use ChatGPT or whatever, like Grok or whatever is your favorite. All are for your, like whatever we are doing, the basic stuff, all of them can help in coding and planning and executing our applications end to end. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess adding on to what you said, I definitely agree that doing projects is the best way to not only learn, but also retain information about programming languages or AI tools. One of my own examples is that I did a full course on Rust and how to code in Rust, but I never did any projects with it. So I did that about a year ago, and now I don't think I could even code in Rust anymore. So
Yeah,
I definitely
exactly.
agree.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, when you do it, use it. Otherwise, it will be lost. It will be very difficult for you to even recall like what exactly you learned. But if you have source code, a running source code, you can always go back. It will make you confident also that you wrote something, it's still working, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this
So
is a
this is
good
a good
lesson for
lesson
me
for me
to
to
start on
start
next
on
time
next
and
time and
actually
actually
apply my
apply my
knowledge,
knowledge,
not
not
just
just
read a
read a
book
book
or
or
go through
go
a
through
whole
a whole
course
course
without
without
actually
actually
applying
applying
code.
code.
And then
And then
also on
also
the
on the
topic
topic
of
of
AI
AI
tools,
tools,
would
would
you
you
say
say
that
that
nowadays
now
it's
it's
more
more
important to
important to
know
know
maybe
maybe
PyTorch
PyTorch
and
and
TensorFlow?
TensorFlow?
Actually, no,
Actually, no.
first I want
First,
to
I want
ask,
to
do
ask:
you
do
think
you think
PyTorch or
PyTorch or
TensorFlow is
TensorFlow
more
is more
preferable
preferable
nowadays?
nowadays? No, I did not got the few words you said before. It was breaking. Can you say it again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
I asked,
I asked,
do you
do you
think
think
that
that
PyTorch
PyTorch
or
or
TensorFlow
TensorFlow
is the
is the
better
better
AI
AI
framework
framework
nowadays in
nowadays?
2025?
So it really depends on like what kind of the applications you are developing. You will so the thing, the idea is you should not look for TensorFlow or whatever the other models they are developing. It could be like depending on your application or what exactly you are doing. Like if are you looking into more into the training part of the model, then the things could be different versus if you are looking to develop a AI based application. So if you are developing just a AI based application, whatever the model, like for example whatever is available to you, it should be enough for you. But if you are looking more deep into how to train those model and how to make them efficiently learn on something and do the specific task, then the things changes on that part. So again, like do you want to make it robust, more lighter, or uh, more like fine tuning on the queries and all? It really depends. So we cannot say like which one is better at that time uh, of doing the application, and the things are changing very quickly. So next year, whatever the models or tools or companies you are seeing, the next year the picture may be different. So yeah, I mean, it's not I cannot like specifically say which one to pick from one of those. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
definitely say
definitely
that's
say that's
fair.
fair.
It's very
It's very
dependent
dependent
on the
on the
specific
specific
case.
case. Yeah.
From what
From
I've
what I've
heard,
heard,
PyTorch
PyTorch
is
is
more
more
viable
viable
in
in
AI
AI
research,
research,
or
or
maybe if
maybe if
you're
you're
not
not
trying
trying
to
to
like
like
fully
fully
deploy your
deploy your
model for
model
like
for like
the
the
general
general
public to
public
use,
to
but
use,
for
but for
specific
specific
customers to
customers to
use.
use.
But if
But if
you're a
you're
part
a
of a
part of a
company and you're
company and you're
deploying a
deploying a
model
model
as a
as a
product,
product,
then I
then I
heard
heard
that in
that
that
in
case,
that case,
TensorFlow
TensorFlow
is more
is more
preferable. But
preferable.
then
But then
again,
again,
it's
it's
still
still
very
very
dependent
dependent
on your
on your
specific use
specific use
case.
case. Yes, exactly. So, like, I mean, some companies also providing kind of a fully trainable model only on your data. So, like for example, Google is also starting some services like where it can replace the customer service for an organization, and the model will be trained on whatever the technical details or data they had. The technical support teams were using, and they just trained the model specifically to that data, and it talks really like the actual technical teams and all. But that again, like it may or it may not work for a company because depending on the complexity of the things. So yeah, really it depends what exactly the things are. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
completely
completely
agree.
agree.
And
And
also,
also,
speaking of
speaking of
data,
data,
where do you
where do you
recommend,
recommend,
especially high
especially high
school
school
students like
students like
me,
me,
where do you
where do you
recommend that
recommend
we
that we
can
can
get
get
data to
data to
practice
practice
from?
from?
So
So
I know,
I
for
know, for
example,
example,
Kaggle.com
Kaggle.com
exists
exists
with a
with
lot
a
of
lot of
data,
data,
but
but
are there
are
any
there any
other
other
sources you
sources you
think
think
that
that
we could
we could
use
use
to
to
create
create
projects?
projects? To create the project for the
Any
like any
project in
project in
general,
general,
just like
just
how
like
you
how
said
you said
that
that
in order
in
to
order to
retain
retain
and
and
remember how to
remember how to
code,
code
basically,
basically,
in order
in order
to
to
learn,
learn,
it's
it's
better to
better to
actually apply
actually
your
apply your
knowledge to
knowledge
a
to
project.
project.
So where
So
would
where
you
would you
recommend
recommend
to get data
data?
from?
Oh, so learn the specific things about the AI models and all, you mean, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
basically. Oh, okay. So, like, there are many tools actually, and the highly recommended things are like if you see a lot of companies, they are doing free trainings, including I think Google has this week or next week. I can send maybe link to you. they are doing a like agentic training on this. So how to use and how to deploy agentic AI things on things. So like that's the topic for I think 3 or 4 days training for 6 hours every day, and it's free. So even so, if you see the big tech companies and like Nvidia and Google and Facebook, they have a lot of courses coming up, and they have the recordings. So really, depending on your interest, because this is a very vast field, right? It's not just specifically you read everything, and you cannot read everything. So what exactly you are looking for? Are you looking like how to deploy a simple model, how to train that model, or how the agentic flow works, how to deploy agentic things, how do you create your robust application where you can interact with the AI in the back end, and then your things work on the front end. And even in the AI also, like what you are looking for, are you looking for the more accurate answer, or like probability, how closely the or how specific the things you want from the AI. Like some application they need 100% accuracy, otherwise the things doesn't work, which may not work for general type of the models. And then different things come in when you fine tune and applies various techniques, like including LoRa and Dora and all. And each thing, like whatever you are performing, is a complete subject. So you have to go more deep into learning those things. So once you start learning, you should read a lot. There are a lot of research papers coming up, and users case studies and all. You can look on ARC's portal. And then once you read one, then you get a lot of recommendations similar to that from the so you can, for example, you can look into the Google Scholar. Once you read a research paper on a topic, it suggests you 10 different one similar to that one. Now again, it's up to you, like how deep you want to go into it, learning it. Are you looking for the practical example, or are you looking more into the academic level, like text papers or textbooks or whatever? So there are many places you can go. There are various sites where you can go and read the research paper. You can also follow some of the big tech companies, what kind of researches and trainings they are providing. Some are paid, some are like free. And you can also look some of the like highly talented people's like webinars also. They do it. So, there are a lot of videos from some good speakers on YouTube too. So once you search a specific topic, you will see again, like once you search one topic, you will see hundreds of things related to it, and depending on your interest, you can get a high level view of it, or how deep you want to dive into that specific subject. So it's very vast, so we cannot generalize it. But as I said, like you can look for RxI for the research papers, or Google Scholar, or YouTube, or deeplearning.com, or Coursera. So these are some of the things where you can explore more to see more details on those things. Yeah.
So would you recommend that maybe students start off with courses maybe on Coursera or Udemy or YouTube, and then maybe after that they can start going on Google Scholar or adjacent websites, and then read research from there and read modern, new research for AI?
Yeah, so again, like how much interested you are into the things. Are you looking for to have a lot of knowledge of it? So it again depends. So like, are you looking as a student to do a new research? Then it's better for you to read more research papers and see what things are going on. Or you can you contribute on part of it, and then you work on it, and then go into more details about the academic level of it. If you are looking for your career as a like software engineer, or as a developer of the things or AI based applications, then you go more technically and practically of those parts. Like you do more coding stuffs, you look how the applications are developed, how exactly where you can integrate various techniques of the AI into your applications and all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
that
sense.
makes sense.
And then
And then
also, I
also, I
think
think
I
I
also wanna
also
bring
want to
up
bring up
math.
math.
Obviously, AI
Obviously,
is
AI is
very,
very
mathy, it's a
mathy,
very
it's very
math
math
central
central
subject.
subject.
So
So,
would you
would you
say that
say
people
that
interested
people
in AI
interested
in
in
AI
AI
should know
should
math,
know math,
should know the
should know
math
the math?
behind, for
Not
example,
necessary.
applications?
Yeah, not necessary. So nowadays, like even for the maths, the thing is, math helps you for the problem solvings, right? So even before, take a step back, like before going into the AI or anything, even computer science or programming, you should have a good knowledge of the how to do the problem solvings, right? You should your logic should be clear. You should be working, you should be aware of various algorithms, data structures, like how exactly those data structure works, how the algorithms work, how do you solve new problems, how do you do dynamic programming and all. At least you should have those basic ideas. Nowadays AI can do all of this for you, but if you don't have the knowledge of it, and if it writes some code, and later on if you find a bug, or not a bug, if you want to make a slighter changes to this, it will be very difficult for you to make those changes. So your for your basics to be clear, you should have all those uh, base build up, like how to approach to solve a problem, uh, how to execute various algorithms on different type of data structures. Okay, right. You should know how to handle stacks, queues, linked list, trees, maps, data structure, and how to iterate. At least see how the things work on different data structure. How do you find? And at the end, if you see, those applications are also used in the AI model to come up with different solutions. And yeah, so you should have your base. So not necessary math is not a requirement for the computer science, but you should have a strong base based on the problem solving and the algorithms of and using those into different type of the data structures, those applications. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, I would
definitely
definitely
say
say
that,
that,
especially if
especially
you're
if
just
you're
more
just
on
more on
the
the
programming and
programming and
development
development
side,
side,
you
you
definitely
definitely
don't need
don't
to know.
need to know.
However,
However,
one thing
one
I've
thing I've
also
also
heard is
heard is
that
that
if you're
if you're
doing AI
doing AI
research,
research,
and maybe
and maybe
specifically
specifically
like deep
like
AI
deep AI
research
research
into
into
the
the
model
model
architecture, then
architecture,
I
then I
think
think
maybe in
maybe
those
in those
cases it
cases
might
it
be
might be
more
more
necessary.
necessary. Exactly. Yeah. So, but again, I will say, right, those are the next step. Before that, you should be able to those do things. Exactly. I mean, if you are doing more deep into the model training and all, how to fine tune and all, exactly, the math is used there a lot. Uh, but again, it's not necessary that you should be master of the math to do it. If you have the basic understanding of how the things work, it should be enough. Your like bachelor's level of math should be enough to cover that part. Yeah.
So
So
also you
also
just
you just
mentioned
mentioned
a bachelor's of
bachelor's of
math,
math,
and so
and
I
so
also
I also
wanted to
wanted to
ask,
ask,
because this
because
has
this has
been
been
a center
a
of
center of
conversation
conversation
for
for
the
the
past few
past few
years.
years.
Do you
Do
think
you think
that
that
a
a
college
college
degree is
degree is
necessary
necessary
nowadays
nowadays
to maybe
to
get
maybe
into
get into
tech or
tech or
AI or
AI
any
or
field
field
really?
really? Mm-hmm. College degrees, say to your question, I could not hear the last word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
do you
do you
believe
believe
that
that
college
college
degrees
degrees
are
are
necessary
necessary
to
to
create a
create a
business
business
in this
in this
field or maybe
field or
get a
maybe get a
job? Do you,
job? Do you,
generally
generally
speaking,
speaking,
do you
do
think
you
that
think
there
that there
is
is
still
still
value in
value
getting
in
a
getting
college
a college
degree?
degree? No, I don't think it's a requirement for to build up a. I mean, both are different things actually. So, a college degree is not is it may be one of the requirement for when you look for a job in a company and all, or it is useful to have some. So when you do a degree, like say you did your bachelor's in a mathematics, right, and then you can do once you do that, and then as a when you are working as a software engineer, right, by learning things. Not necessary all the subjects you studied in your bachelor's uh, are correlated to the applications or your programming or whatever the things you are doing. It develops your mind when you go more deep into doing the things. So that is necessary for the human brain to develop. It may not necessarily directly impacting like what exactly you are doing, but it is useful. But for your question on like is it necessary to run a business or use it when you are developing or AI applications and all, they are completely different things. It's not required. Some person who never went to the college, he can be a better software developer than someone who did a PhD in computer science. So it really depends on the human interest, how they are doing. They both are different things at different levels, not necessarily interconnected with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree with that. I think that there could still be value in getting a college degree, but
Yes.
just getting a college degree doesn't necessarily mean you're a master or even have the skills.
Right, exactly. So it's person to person what exactly you are doing, how much interested you are, and how much deep things you are doing. So once you are doing a college degree or your bachelor's or master's, whatever, what is your focus? Like, do you really want to learn things, or you are just doing it for the sake of getting a job, which is gonna be very difficult if your focus is not on learning things, how to learn things, how to do the practical implementations and all.
Yeah, I agree. So we're at almost 37 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good place to end. Do you have any last advice for the viewers?
No, I will just say it again for the viewers, especially for the students, that make your base strong. I said earlier also, have a lot of new problem solving skills. Learn the algorithms. That helps a lot. It develops your brain's cells how to approach to fix a problem, not necessarily just in the programming or developing the software in your normal life also. So right, the things how the brain works is just you train on one thing and it works on multiple other things too. And do a lot of practical things, not just for the sake of getting good grades in a subject, but also how to implement the things if it is possible. Create your repository where you can save your work also, so you can come back sometime to see. Sometimes really needed. Yeah, there's a lot of things, and you learn as you go with the things. Yeah, make your own plans and with your own pieces you can.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think that people should still spend time in school and try to get good grades, but also at the same time, make sure that outside of school, you're gaining the necessary skills that you won't gain in school so that you'll be prepared for your future, whether you're trying to create a business or whether you're trying to get a job or any other sort of pursuits that you have in life.
And
But with that being said, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mr. Bakr. It was amazing to have you here. Hopefully, we'll see you again.
sure, thank you. Thanks a lot, Imran. Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.